You're listening to episode 14 of the Healthy Dudes podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. That's Anthony. I'm Tyler.
And we're just a couple of dudes talking about healthy men stuff and accountability, and this is our intro.
Yeah. Join us on our journey, the lessons that we learned along the way, and maybe this will inspire you, get you moving in the right direction.
Okay, here we are.
Thanks for doing that intro. We're switching it up a little.
Felt pretty good.
Yeah.
You made it look easy.
Oh, yeah. But, thanks.
So it's been a week.
It has been a week.
We're back in the routine.
Back in the routine.
Love it.
Yeah. So.
How'd you do with the goals last week?
Goals, yeah. Sorry, this whole it's being thrown off. Usually I intro it.
It's good.
Yeah, goals for the last week were great. So my goals were, I was reading a book.
Yep.
Still working through that book.
Nice.
Did
you read it a bit, though?
What's that?
Did you read it a bit?
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually was reading some today.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's an excellent book.
Fantastic.
I was supposed to go on my elliptical.
Yeah.
And I did it like 6 times.
Attaboy.
I'm up to 25 workouts done since I started with my coach.
That's amazing.
And
how long's it been?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Pushing 8 weeks now.
About four times a week.
No, 3 and a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
3.5.
I'd
But
round that
I've
up.
been doing a lot. So this elliptical that I bought
Yeah.
is awesome, man. I know that there's like a lot of people out there with dusty workout equipment, but not this one.
Right.
I'm
You've undusted it.
I have, and it's great. I just put on my show. I'm watching the show called Invasion on Apple TV.
Nice.
It's really scary, and I watch with the lights off, and it's kind of freaks me out.
That's
a little.
great. Yeah.
And I do it for 35 minutes and
Amazing.
and burn about 400 calories.
That's sweet, man.
And I do it about almost every day now. I'm gonna do it today, I think.
Awesome.
And it's just great. I feel like I'm really in a routine. Last week I was down 15.4 pounds. This week, actually, I should look up the exact number. I'm down like 19.6 pounds.
Let's go. Almost 20, man.
Almost 20.
I'd round that up too.
Yeah, no, 19.4. You can't round that
no,
up. No,
sorry.
got to round that down.
Yeah,
down 19 pounds. But man, it's good.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, it kind of.
Yeah.
I was kind of plateauing for 2 weeks there.
Yeah,
I was losing a little bit, and then I remember I put on these pants, and I was at youth.
Yeah.
And they were like falling down while I was playing basketball with the boys.
Oh, wow.
And
good problem to have.
And I was like, man, I gotta weigh so the next day I slept in a little, and then I went to the bathroom, weighed myself, boom, down like another 4 pounds. I was like,
boom,
finally. So
wow,
I broke through that plateau.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm just doing it,
Yeah.
And I'm okay that it's taking long. I'm still eating the things. I had a Costco hot dog today, and a lot of calories in there, but
right.
But you know what? I'm more conscious of what's going on, because yesterday my in-laws took our kid. And so we had the night to ourselves. We're like, what do we do? Let's go for dinner or something. And my wife was asked if we should go for wings. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And I looked up the calories, 1,000 calories a basket of
what
wings.
A buzzkill.
It is, man. It's like I feel like wings should not be that high in calories.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I can't just go for one basket of wings. I need
What is it
2.
with wings that makes it such high calories? Because chicken's a really good like fitness food.
Totally,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not like a red meat.
And if I have a rotisserie wing, there's no way that it's that high. I think it's just
what's different about it? It's the sauces and stuff.
Deep fried in the sauce. It's just
so if you air fry, would that be better?
A little, I'm sure, but
we'll look up the science behind this.
So we went for Vietnamese.
Okay.
And it was just like a healthier option. We still got to go out, have a nice little date.
Good for you.
So I had
Where'd you go?
Noodle King.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good
Saute beef pho.
Love it.
Delicious. Extra beef.
Yeah.
Extra protein in there.
Sweet.
But I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a different gear.
Good.
And even though it's not taken, it's going slower than I thought. Like since I started this podcast, I guess I've lost 19 pounds, and
that's incredible.
And I just do it for a year,
Yeah. How long have we been doing this podcast now?
Since August.
So you're telling me in like 2-3 months you've lost 20 pounds?
3.5, 4 months. Yeah.
So you fast forward 9 months from now.
Yeah, that's it. That's like, and like, I just
incredible.
gotta, and I don't want to put a number on it, but yeah, if I like just do it, I just do the things that a healthy person does.
Yeah, that's right.
A healthy dude
I love
would
it.
do.
That's
Anyways, yeah, those were my goals. I think there's another one in there, but tracking my calories, still doing that. I'm super strong in that.
Good.
Went over a couple days.
Yeah.
But again, like my maintain is like 3,200 calories.
Yep.
So even if I have a bad day, it's not like I'm going crazy.
Yeah, right.
And I just bounce right back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
So anyways.
Well, I got my hat.
Yeah.
That was my big goal from last week.
Not a Lululemon hat, though.
No, I went with The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Under Armour, with the bowl. So
I didn't know that was
bring
a
back
thing.
the video cameras. I'll show it off. It's pretty cool. It's blue.
Cool.
We'll talk about it later in this podcast, but I sent a picture of it to Anthony, but both of our phones are on grayscale. So did you switch it off grayscale just to see what it would?
No, I have switched it off grayscale twice to FaceTime because my daughter does not. She's like, "What's going on?" Like, she's like 18 months, so she doesn't know what's going on. But I have to switch it for her.
That's great.
Yeah,
and
anyways.
then I've been doing the creatine thing. So I guess for the first week, you're supposed to let the creatine build up.
Yeah, creatine.
Go ahead. The
Go
creatine. So the first week you're supposed to let it build up in your body, so you just have some every day.
Really?
So I had it almost every day this last week, so I think it's built up enough. So now I got to actually start lifting weights again. But
that sounds so made up.
The program I signed up for, I talked about it in the last podcast. It doesn't have any workouts for the first week. I was still planning to work out. And I did get a couple workouts in. The last podcast we recorded, I was going to Cancun the next day with work.
Yeah.
And I did manage to fit in a workout, but you'll laugh at this, but it was aqua size in the pool.
Hey.
Yeah, it was so different. I don't know how else to really describe it.
Was your heart pumping in that?
It's funny. I tracked the calories on my watch as I did it. It was 77 calories over 35 minutes. So
That's
your elliptical was 400. I got to 77.
No, I'm sure it's
it was probably more than that, but it's designed for seniors. So I would say the first half of it was really glorified stretching in the pool.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got into some decent kind of workout. But anyways,
and
so overall it was a pretty good week.
And we're just sweating in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was 6 of us total and no seniors. So we were all kind of like my age. So yeah, I was pretty comical. So
I love it.
How'd it go with accountability?
This week was okay. I had one day where I was alone and I downloaded an app and I shouldn't have. And I told you about that.
Yeah, you did.
And we got parental control going to be put back on my phone.
Good.
Yeah, that was one thing where I feel like an idiot where I'm like, or not an idiot, but like, oh, you're an adult. You need parental control. I guess I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any shame in that.
Right.
So put that back on my phone, and we've actually, not because of this, but I've deleted all the apps. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yep.
Those are the only ones. And YouTube, I deleted that a while ago.
Yeah,
but,
good.
Not because of this, but for another reason.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that in this episode.
Yeah. It'll be good.
How was your accountability?
Good. Yeah, struggled a little bit there in Cancun. I think one other time this past week, but
was it those aqua-sized seniors? Sorry. I shouldn't get into it.
Yeah. What an image.
Wow.
Otherwise it was a great week. So yeah.
Good.
Last episode we talked about thankfulness.
Yeah.
Any other insights?
Yeah, I just feel like, and it's kind of a segue into this episode, but just kind of listing off what I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Like even today, I have an all-wheel drive car. Yeah. And it was dumping in.
That's amazing.
In Airdrie or in Canada where it's snowing like crazy.
Yeah.
It's just icy and I'm so thankful that I have an all-wheel drive car.
Love it.
And it's an old one, 2004, but it's great. People are slipping and sliding. I'm just ripping past them.
Yeah.
I'm very, very thankful. And it just it just quiets your life. Yeah, I want more things, but I'm just more content.
Totally.
What about you?
Yeah, I was just thinking actually, I was thinking about you, but when did you move into this house? It was kind of like, was it before Mexico or after?
We got the keys before, in December of last year.
Yeah,
December 1st, we got the keys.
But then you moved in February
11th. We moved in.
So how's that garage? It's nice.
Oh man, yeah. Actually,
be thankful for that.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
that's actually hilarious. He said that. So yesterday I was driving beside people and they had like so much snow on their car.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any snow on my car.
Yeah, amazing.
I was so grateful.
I love that.
That's all I wanted in a house was a 2-car garage.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Suite.
Yeah, that you didn't have to like squeeze past the 2 cars if you had 2 in there, right?
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. Yeah. You wanted
squeeze past?
Yeah, you said you wanted a garage that was big enough so you could park 2 cars in there and not have to like shimmy beside or in between the 2 cars. Or something like that.
Yeah. I don't remember saying that, but I do I am just thankful for a garage.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I was thinking that's what I was thankful for this last week, and we also got debt free this last week. So
yeah,
I was thankful
congratulations.
for that. And now we're kind of thinking, hey, what's next with our finances and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
Let's
it's
go
easy to
back
kind of
into
like go crazy again, right? It's like we're gonna do this, and we are kind of are, but yeah, we had to kind of pause and figure out what we're thankful for, and then just kind of be content with where we're at. So
yeah, that's good. So that's so good. We also like. Oh, we're rambling now. Actually, you know what? Actually, I'll say it. So we're trying to pay off our mortgage, and we were doing really well. But in doing that, we're doing extra payments and lump sum payments and all
awesome,
that.
Man.
And
love it.
In doing that, our credit card kind of fell behind a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and we were like, it felt like a goal. Like I was putting money over here and then not paying off the MasterCard.
Right.
And then it was just like, I was looking back like, why am I doing that? Like I just got to, again, simplify my life.
Yeah.
Get rid of that credit card debt, even though it's like totally manageable.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, it just slips away on you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
So we're taking a pause on that. We're still, I did say 28 months, but it's looking more like 32 months. That's okay.
That's okay. Shoot for the moon.
That's right. Anyways, segue.
Love it. Yeah. Well, today we're talking about slowing.
Yes.
And what do we mean by that? Well, Anthony and I and our wives, we've been leading this small group on Mondays. We've talked about in the podcast. We're going through a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which we kind of, Anthony and I read right at the start of this podcast. And anyway, so this last Monday, a couple nights ago, we were talking about slowing. And John Mark Comer, he's the author of The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. He quoted John Ortberg, who defines this practice as cultivating patience by deliberately choosing to place ourselves in positions where we simply have to wait. It's a fun, playful way to slow down our body. This isn't the definition anymore, but it's a fun, playful way to slow down your body in order to cultivate an unhurried soul. So why are healthy dudes slowing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just think that in this world, we're just so busy.
Right.
And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but like on Sundays, everything would be closed. And just like our parents' generation.
Yeah.
And then for us, actually, I can't remember if we said it in this podcast or not, but I'll say it again. 7-Eleven actually was the company that ruined it for everyone.
That's right. You did.
So they were like they were the first company to be opened every day of the week.
Right.
And the amount of money that they
24/7.
Yeah. Actually, Chick-fil-A, did you know that they make, I think they're the number one, they're the number one revenue. Don't look it up. Are you looking it up?
I'm fact checking this as we go.
No. But they're like, I think they make more money than any other fast food place in America.
Is that right?
I don't know. You're fact checking right now.
Let's take a look.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A
there we
generated
go.
$18 billion in U.S. sales across 2022, a figure that trailed only McDonald's and Starbucks.
Oh, so they're third.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. I mean, McDonald's made $48 billion, so Chick-fil-A only trailed it by $30 billion, and
So
Starbucks made $20 billion.
Here's the
so
question.
It's $10 billion.
Would McDonald's make more money being closed on Sundays? No, there's no way.
I think that stat's a little skewed because, I'd have to see how many restaurants there are and stuff like that, So it's like they're going to be the top three because they're probably like the three biggest.
Well, there's more McDonald's than Chick-fil-A. There has
certainly.
to be.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. So like,
oh, I see what you're saying.
So like, if
per
there's
capita.
3 times as many McDonald's as Chick-fil-A, they have more revenue, but on a like per store basis,
right?
They might make less.
Okay, so
that's
it helps,
what I'm gonna get.
It helps my.
It helps your cause.
Okay, helps my cause. Yeah. So like our lives are just busy, and even talking to some guys at work, like they have their kids in sports, and it's like they go all day working, and then their kids are in sports all evening, and then the weekends. I remember I used to coach for a soccer team. It was a pretty big soccer team in Canada. They're probably one of the biggest youth programs in Canada.
Nice, humble brag.
Yeah. That was a little bit, but they're a huge organization, and these kids. I was coaching 13-year-old girls. It was like a tier 3. Like not even the best girls in the program. And they were doing 3 practices a week. One like working out with weights and a personal trainer, and then 1 game. So 5 days a week, and that wasn't including if they had like a tournament. If they had a tournament, that was like So 5 days a week,
Yeah.
they're paying a crazy amount of money
Yeah.
for tier 3 soccer. Like
Yeah,
these girls are
wow.
not making it to university soccer.
Yeah. Wow.
And like, it's just, this is the way of life. And
Yep.
I think for me, so even during our on Monday, I remember this example so clearly. I was looking up the Argentina elections.
Oh, yeah.
Because like their whole country's in chaos right now, and
Uh-huh.
it's like some crazy stuff's going on right there. But it was right before people were showing up, and right before like I had to prepare coffee and clean the house a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like spending all this time like just like I was just wasting time on things that just didn't matter.
Right.
Like
yeah.
there's like that Argentina election does not affect my life at all.
Right.
And I was just so.
And you have like zero control over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Zero control.
You're not even an Argentinian. You don't even vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argentina.
Argentina. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know how to say it. Like
no, it's all good.
creatine.
How do you say Tesla?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Espresso.
Espresso. Anyways, so but how many times in our life are we like just so involved in something that just doesn't matter?
Totally.
That just eats away our life and
information
and
overload.
It stresses me out. Like I'm just like, oh no, like the election was really confusing because it was too close to call, so they have to do another election.
Wow.
And it's just like I was like so stressed out for them.
Yeah.
And there was like another very important thing happening.
Yeah.
During the time that I was looking this up.
Oh wow.
Oh. Anyways, why do you think? Why is it important for healthy? Why do healthy dudes slow? I don't know. What am I trying to say?
I think there's merit to what I would call like kind of training, which is if you go back to that definition, it talks about like deliberately choosing to place yourselves in positions where we simply have to wait. And so I think of that as like you're preparing yourself for those times where we have no choice but to wait. Right. So like the other day, as you mentioned, it started snowing here in Calgary, and I got out to my car after work, and my car was like covered in like ice. Like, so I got out there with my scraper and I was scraping off my windshield, but it was such thick ice that like I couldn't actually break through it. And I'm like, I'm gonna break my window trying to smash this like ice off the. It was like a quarter to half, well, probably not half. It was a lot of ice on the. So, anyways, I had to get in the car and start it, and I had to sit there and wait for it to basically warm the windshield up enough that I was able to like break up this ice apart. So there's a time when I had no choice but to wait. But it would be easy to get kind of impatient in those moments, you know. John Mark Comer talks about like this hurry sickness, and one of the ways to diagnose if you maybe have hurry sickness is like see what you do when you get interrupted. So if you're in the middle of a task and you get interrupted, how do you respond to that? Are you like pleasant, or is that like super irritating?
Irk you, yeah.
Yeah, when you get interrupted and so I think somebody who has learned how to slow down, or at least has trained themselves in how to do that, is like generally just a more pleasant person to be around,
right.
And more enjoyable person to be around.
Oh yeah.
Rather than kind of rush, irritable, rammy, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, I'm describing myself on a few occasions. So that to me is the benefit of it. I used to do that with running. I think I mentioned that on this podcast at some point, but I didn't ever enjoy running, but I was doing like half marathons. I did a couple full marathons. I didn't enjoy any of the training at all, but I did it simply to learn how to be good at doing things I didn't enjoy doing. Right. So then when like my kids woke up in the middle of the night and I didn't want to get out of bed, I had that kind of mental fortitude or that grit to go to work. And I'm seeing that it came up in a chat I'm in with a bunch of other like coworkers, and they were talking about how like if you're sick, you should stay at home. And I don't want to get into that debate too much, but like there was this kind of like attitude of like, I don't know how to say this, but like a generation or two ago, it was just like you had to have like, if you didn't show up to work, you wouldn't get paid, you know?
Right.
It's like nowadays we have sick days, we have personal days,
yeah.
all kinds of things, you know? But back in the day, like you just had to like figure out how to work through when you were sick, you know? And like I get like you want to get your coworkers sick and that type of thing too, but there's just this like, I think we're lacking a bit. Maybe it's just me, but lacking a bit in like our mental fortitude when we live in a generation of like a convenience culture and like instant gratification, that type of thing. I think it's like a lost art of like just having some grit and some tenacity to like persevere through some difficult things, you know? So,
right.
yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. What are some? What else? What else should we talk about here?
Yeah, I was gonna say. This is in the book. I loved all the different topics in John Mark Comer's book, but he started to lose me when we got to this part because he talked about, hey, how can you deliberately put yourselves into situations where you have to wait? So he talks about like when you come to a stop sign, come to a full stop. And that's something I think I do a pretty good job of. Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm into that. But then he says, okay, when you get to a street light, are you like the person who's like, you tell me if you do this, Anthony, but are you counting how many cars there are back, and then you pick the one that's the shortest? So you're switching lanes to kind of like scooch up or whatever.
Absolutely. I actually, even if there's like a semi, I'm like, no, there's no way I'm going behind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Even if there's like 7 cars.
Yeah, no chance.
And one semi, I'm going to blow past it.
Yeah, so you're calculating which one's going to give you like the jump on the light, as if you're like a Formula One. I remember I used to live in Englewood in Calgary, and, we take Memorial East, and then we'd have to get on to Deerfoot North. So there was like 4 lanes when you got to this light. And I would take the far left lane, and I had about 200 meters, so like whatever that would be, 600 feet, half of whatever that turns out to be, where I had to like accelerate off as soon as the light wait created. I got across 3 lanes to make my right exit. I did that like every single time, and I was like, proud of myself for pulling this maneuver off. So anyways, John Mark Comer says, no, you would deliberately pick the longest one. Same thing at a superstore, like he would pick the longest one, and when you're standing there in line, don't pull out your phone. So you just had to like learn how to go 5 minutes without your phone standing in line. You might even have to like talk to the person in front of you or behind you if they're not on their phone, so
that's so good.
So there's a few strategies like that. So that's a way you can kind of cultivate that, like, patience and ability to slow.
Oh man. And he's not doing this as like these are rules that you have to live by, but it's a way to like exercise your how does he word it? Exercise your ability to slow down.
Yeah, he says it's not a legalistic thing, but it's like a playful kind of curious thing of like, hey, can I do this?
Yeah.
And I think of it like when you go to the gym, you can't like curl like 35 pounds right away. You got to start with the 25 pounds, and then you might go to 30 pounds and kind of work your way up. So
right. Yeah. Sorry, my phone just rang.
That'll happen.
It's never happened before.
Usually it's recording video.
So there was a few things that are very like, so he, in this video or in this small group that he talked about. Yeah. Sorry, in the small group and in the book, he gave us some like tangible advice, which is why Tyler and I don't have color on our phones. So
that's right.
Phones, I do feel like phones are like a fast forward button in life. Right. Like I just feel like I do have a lot of days off, and I find that if I sit on my phone, it'll just disappear the whole day. Yeah. And today, I had like 2 hours before this podcast, I was able to go to the Salvation Army. I was able to go to Costco, gas up, do all these things. Yeah. And I guarantee you, if I just sat on my phone, I would have just flown by. Yeah, that's it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's totally. Like, it is a fast forward button.
It is.
So
that's good.
Like, he talks about just like parenting our phone, which I love. Like, and by what he means is by that is we put our kids to bed at a certain time. Yep. And we get up before them. Yeah. Which I don't always do, but when I do, my life is so much better. Yeah, totally. Like when Lola, my daughter, is my alarm clock, my life is just chaos. It's horrible. I hate it. It's horrible. So you put your phone a couple hours before bed or an hour before bed, you put your phone away, and then you do your things. And he talks about doing devotionals, and that could be different for everybody. I don't know like what your spiritual walk is, but just like, aligning yourself with like healthy things, instead of like just like what's on my phone, right? Like, putting your phone away. And
that's so good.
He talks about like the grayscale. So there's a way that you can change the grayscale on your phone, so it could be black and white. Yeah, and it makes your phone so uninteresting.
That's right.
And I've really noticed that as well. Like just the last 3 days that we've done it, we've had like my phone is just really boring, and it's like hard to see things, and it's not as addicting. Yeah. And when I'm going through Instagram, I get the updates. And while we were going through a group, we talked about like how I've always thought about just getting like actually
dumb
on this
phone.
podcast, like getting a dumb phone.
Yeah,
but
right.
like life has been created in a way that you need a smartphone, and like it'd be very difficult to
Right.
not have a phone.
Yeah, totally.
So I like this idea because like to check into an airplane or
Yeah.
to check into your flight, you need
Yeah.
a phone now.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
unless I'm going to print off some tickets and
Yeah,
keep
that's
them
wild.
with me.
Yeah.
So I like this idea of trying to have like a bit of a hybrid
Yeah.
model.
Yeah,
So
totally. Dumbing down your smartphone
yeah, dumbing down the
versus
smartphone.
having a dumb phone, wishing you had a smartphone. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been working for me. Has it been working
Yeah,
for you?
yeah, we threw the grayscale on there, Bree and I did, and it's been good. I think the other thing it does is maybe even on a subconscious level, but it makes the rest of the world more appealing when your phone is less appealing. So like you're looking at like a grayscale phone and like an Instagram reel that's in grayscale, and then you look over at your kids playing and you're like, man, it's like colorful and like it just like
Yeah.
I think there's something there too where it's like this is like way better. The parenting the phone, I started doing that a couple weeks ago, where I put it in the closet to charge instead of like next to my bed. So I didn't have the only thing I have in my room with me was my smartwatch, and sometimes that had to be charged too. So then I literally was just sleeping in my bed.
Do you wake up like is that your alarm clock?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it's not the kids, but we also have Alexa now in our room, so I'll set an alarm on Alexa. So
that's good.
So yeah, that's been quite valuable.
Nice.
You know, but it is funny. Like you can see the struggle of like. I'm not saying like necessarily I was addicted to my phone, but it shouldn't be as hard as it has been to put my phone down for the night. You know what I mean? And parent it like that, where I'm like, no, let me just 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. And I think to my kid when I'm trying to take their tablet away and they're like, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. I'm like, man, it's like the same thing. I'm just kind of older, you know?
Right.
Or like first thing this morning, like the kids came to my room and, you know, I was like kind of working my way past them to get to my phone, which was in the closet. I'm like, no, this isn't right. You know,
out of the way, brats.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of the way. So yeah, no, that's been super valuable. So yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I did it the other day. So yesterday I didn't have anything to do because I had like no phone.
Yeah,
and I had a day off, so I just like hung out with my daughter. And
yeah,
it was like
beautiful.
It was so cool. We went downstairs. We watched a show together.
Love it.
We played together. We went outside. To shovel.
Yeah.
And I put her in the wrong snowsuit, the one that like you can't put boots on. So I just like plopped her in the snow and then she just watched me shovel.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I felt kind of bad for her, but I kept asking her, hey, are you having fun? And she just like would nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Nice.
Like,
it's so good, man.
It was pretty fun. But it was just hanging out, having a special day with her. And but I've had days where I had my phone and I was just like watching my phone and then she was just in the background and I feel bad that I do that. I feel really guilty.
Yeah, right. Totally. Yeah.
That's another thing I probably should have to deal with. But
yeah,
either way, I had a day, even today, like I just having a better day.
Yeah.
It's better to like live a slower life.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
I don't know about the elections or I don't know about Israel or Palestine. That has taken like a huge mental toll on me.
That's
and
right.
It's just, it doesn't have to because I don't know what's going on.
That's right.
I don't know which side to be on.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Does there need to be a side? I think they're both kind of, well, we don't have to get into that, but it's just, I think there's an importance of knowing like what's going on to an extent. Yeah. And I think like me arguing with people who are also like non-experts in this.
Yeah, that's
just
right.
like it doesn't need to happen.
That's
right.
right.
It's so stupid that we're even having these arguments. But anyway.
Well, it's funny. Like 50 years ago, there was also a lot of conflict and strife happening around the world. It's just people weren't as informed in it, and I think they would get their news all at like one time. They would tune into like the 6 o'clock news, and everybody in the country did that. And then it would shut off at 7, and then you move on with your day. But now it's like all this information is available to you like 24/7, and I think it's just like that kind of overwhelming. I do feel, we talked about anxiety like 3 weeks ago. I feel like I'm less anxious when like I'm not like looking at all the different notifications on the phone and that type of thing. So that's been a good discipline. We've been putting the phone down in that same closet during the day, and now I just walk around with my smartphone getting texts and phone calls, but it's like half the notifications. You know,
smartwatch.
My smartwatch. Yeah. I've been walking around with that, so that's been really good. I've never had a lot of apps on the phone, and it is funny because I have it. So you have to approve, and I have a new app, And it's happened probably half a dozen times where I wanted to download an app. I'm like, oh, I can't do it because Anthony's here. Okay, next time I see Anthony, I'll get him to install the app. And then I kind of forget about it. So then it's like, I guess that app wasn't really that important as I thought it was in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
so
funny.
good.
Yeah, they just it's like a marketing thing. So.
Oh, so good. Anyway, should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing to improve ourselves this week to be a healthier dude?
You go first.
So I'm still reading my book. I'm just staying strong. The last couple of days I've been kind of eating a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Not bad, but not like way better than like August. Man, I was probably putting back like 4,000 calories easily a day. Yeah. So I'm just being more mindful, tracking my calories, going to the gym or exercising on my elliptical.
Nice.
And what else? What else am I doing? I just want to stay strong on those. I'm doing really well. And just slowing down my life.
Yeah.
I think that was actually one of my goals from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Slowing down my life. So good. I think I'm just going to try to do that.
Good.
Yeah, during the week.
Love it.
Yeah, anything else? I don't think so.
That's good, man.
Yeah, what about you?
I fell off the wagon there when I went to Phoenix tracking my calories. So, I got to get that back. That's a goal of mine. And then I started that new program last week, the Sharni and Julius one, the Julius half of it. So, the first week you just watch videos, but even that I didn't finish all the videos I was supposed to.
Right.
And then this week now we're supposed to start working out. So, I got to get that get that going.
So, but now that you're back on track, your e-bike is the next goal, right?
I know, yeah.
So what are you going to do there?
I think it was 9 months I was supposed to track it straight, but maybe I just have to go 8 months now because I got that 1 month in the bank. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Maybe I restart. You keep me accountable.
I did find an e-bike that had 100 miles of range.
Oh, wow.
With regenerative braking.
Wow.
Like it's the first one that has regenerative braking.
Wow.
Thought I'd share that with you.
Nice. Okay. 170K. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know how accurate it is. They haven't released anything. It's just their Kickstarter thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So those are probably the two biggies that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then the grayscale phone and parenting the phone and that type of thing.
Yeah, we're 2 days into that, so we'll see if we can finish off the grayscale.
Yeah.
I challenged the group until the end of because we split up our group, so there's 8 that go up with us, and then 8 or 9 that go down with you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And we challenged them, and it was a challenge for myself as well, that we would go until the end of the group, which is around December 20th.
Yeah.
I think December 15th, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's about a month. No, almost 2 months.
Yeah. We'll
see how that goes.
Wow, that's great.
Everyone, because it's crazy. Like every single person in our group, and I don't know how your group went, but it was oh yeah, that's so good. We gotta do that. Like,
that's so funny.
Every single person.
Yeah, we didn't really latch onto that one at all. So
wow, maybe it was divine intervention.
You mean the grayscale thing?
No, just our phone, like being addicted to our phone and slowing our life. Like everyone relates with it. Every single person. A common theme. And I can guarantee you, everyone listening to this podcast struggles with this as well. Like their phone just like your life just evaporates.
Yeah.
It's
so true.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So
there was one person in our group who said that they spend 6 to 7 hours on their phone a day.
Oh, that's honesty. Holy smokes.
That's the
I wouldn't even say that. I would be too embarrassed.
I remember sitting there and being sitting around 2 or 3 and I'm like, what on earth am I doing on my phone? But they're right up there. But it's funny, maybe it's a generational thing, but I remember thinking of people who watch way too much TV every week. I'm like, oh man, they're just wasting their lives. Or people who go to casinos just kind of wasting. It's super judgmental. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But then here I am scrolling on a phone. It's just the next thing. So
right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Cool.
Let's
wrap this up. Yeah. Like and share.
Yes.
We've gotten quite a few follows and likes, and we're surprised by that. We're thankful and humbled and we just want to keep growing this podcast. So if you know someone who just, wants to be a part of the Healthy Dudes, send it to them.
Yeah, that's right.
Or girls too.
That's right. Yeah, why not?
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
See you.
See you.